Tonight, a Wiregrass man takes a plea deal in the death of his wife who was found dead over 20 years ago.
The agreement lessens his charges and sentence significantly. WDHN's Robert Smith spoke with the victim's family, who say justice has finally been served.
After 24 years, the Mills family says justice has been served as Dwight Mills has pled guilty to manslaughter in the death of his wife, Sharon Mills. Although it's a lesser charge, Mills' daughter says it's a breakthrough after 2 decades.
And we have been fighting for justice for her. And today we have justice. We have victory, right? So, yay. Thank God.
After a plea deal with prosecutors that was approved by Falk and her family, Dwight Mills, who was originally facing murder, will serve 2 years in prison and 5 years of probation. His defense team called it a best interest plea deal with the evidence they had, which they say raised questions.
Was it a case that we would have been afraid to try? No. We would have been okay going to trial, but the risk was heavy. And when there is evidence, you got to make a good decision for your client. What myself and Terry Buller did was went over all the evidence with our client and went over all the options with him and ironed this out with the state's attorney's office.
Police say he killed his wife in December of 2001 and then went to dump her body in a ditch in Holmes County, Florida, before reporting her missing. The case went cold for 23 years until new evidence surfaced and Mills was arrested. With 2 states being involved in the murder, the case became difficult as Florida didn't want to turn the case over. However, they stayed the course.
Every one of these were a piece to the puzzle that made this come together. From the very beginning of us fighting with Florida and their non-compassionate district attorney, and from him being removed and somebody else put in there, to going to Russ's office and saying, Russ, would you please take this case on? And you know what he said? I promise you, if the Dothan PD gets enough evidence, we will prosecute this case.
We never gave up. That's the words there. Never give up.
Falk says the tragedy of her mother, who she says was sweet and her biggest cheerleader in life, who had to miss several special family occasions, should teach a lesson to women in domestic relationships.
You got to get help. And know that you're worthy. God loves you. You're created in the image of God.
Falk says she wants to thank law enforcement, prosecutors, her family, and the Angel House for their relentless work on the case. A tranquility statue for her mom has been placed in the Angel House garden. In Dothan, Robert Smith, WDHN News for the Wiregrass.